So when is the reunion? Hey y'all, it's your captain for all things creative coming at you with the episode 11 reaction, takeaways, and all of that. If you are new to the channel, welcome. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and also share if you like the content. If you're returning, welcome back. Thanks for rocking with us, and let's get into the episode. So what happens is we come in where we left off, and Ubah and Aaron are arguing. It was Aaron that started it by, coming down the stairs saying, "Don't say my name, Ubah," when Ubah was basically answering a question. And then Ubah snatches the sunglasses off. That's like a tongue twister. Snatches the sunglasses. And they have a back and forth. Erin starts to, act like she feels all unsafe, and she starts hiding behind people, and she's like, "That's not okay." She starts crying, and then Ubah decides to keep the sunglasses for the same amount of time that Erin had kept her cell phone. So she tells everybody, "Listen, I'm keeping it for 45 minutes." Then they get in the car, and then Jenna tries to get Ubah to give back the glasses. She's like, "No, I told you I'm keeping it 45 minutes." And then she literally goes on her cell phone, so petty, sets a timer for 45 minutes. And so they all get to a restaurant, and Erin is still huffing and puffing. They are so upset. And the girls are just laughing, trying to have fun. And Erin convinces Jenna to sit away from them. And they go to like another part of the bar. And then they come back. And when the timer goes off, Ubah does give back, the sunglasses at the table. And Erin, also being petty, is like, "It has to touch someone else's hand first." That is just so childish. And that's like basically the theme of the whole episode. Erin basically says she can't take sitting around Ubah and them anymore. So she goes back to the rental property, and Jenna goes with her. And it was interesting that Jenna was, following up behind Erin and saying she was Team Erin this episode, which I was like, okay. Forgive her for that, because she says she don't have, social skills. So she doesn't know how to deal with a bully per se. So she kind of gets a pass for this, but I was side-eyeing Jenna for following up behind Erin. And then the other girls, they're laughing and talking. And then on the way, Ubah reveals that Erin had called Brent a social climber. And then Jessel gets upset all over again about also being told by Bryn that Erin has said she's like stupid or this and lying about her life and saying that she was a trust fund baby, all kind of foolishness. And they get back to the house. While they're on the way, Jessel's telling them about how she also has a list in her phone about all her grievances against Erin. And then they basically try to make up. So while they're out with the girls, Ubah also says something important about the angry Black woman stereotype, and she basically says that, she does not ascribe to that stereotype at all. She's like, she's basically a passionate woman. She doesn't take edge from people. So it is what it is, and that's her personality to always stand up for herself. And she basically says she'll do similar stunts, like the sunglass stunt till she's 80 years old, basically. And when they get back, the girls, they all get in the pool, and like everybody kind of airs their grievances out with Erin to the point where she kind of has a breakdown. She calls Ubah abusive. I'm just like, where did that come from? And she also tries to tell Ubah to shut up when the other girls, were airing their grievances. She kind of blames Ubah for it, but was like, girl, you gotta take accountability for the stuff you said about people. But then, Brent and everybody realized that Aaron can't handle the heat. So Aaron and Ubah make up, and Ubah still stays to the course and like, listen, okay, I apologize for like calling you a lie because that's not, really the issue or your issue. Like the main thing that is true though is that you do, you know, talk about people and you gotta own that. And then they also hash out about the prank just being a prank and Uber not realizing that the prank was over when she got pushed in the pool. She, I guess, misheard Erin using the B word and explained that she was not calling her the B word. She was referring to Sai because Sai was the one that got her into the pool. So because it was Sai that got her, Uba into the pool, and she didn't think the prank was over, whereas Uba thought that the prank was over then. So they just apologized, hug it out, whatever, but then they say they're going to pretend to still be fighting. Back in the house, Bryn is still flirting with Jenna and very inebriated. And they all, get down for dinner. And they end the trip by saying all the things that they like about each other's fashions. They pick like one outfit that they thought everybody looked great in. And yeah, it was pretty much the end of the episode. So the queen of the episode, the queen of the episode has to be Jessel because she was just unbothered and funny. At this point, the petty drama, the fighting, the way that these women interact is very annoying, and I think Jessel was all of us by like ignoring a lot of the drama. There was a point she was literally just like on her phone while people were screaming and stuff like that, and she was just making jokes, and it was funny that she said she had a file on Erin, but really it was kind of just like notes in her phone of stuff she had wanted to say to Erin about their little grievances, which I thought was also funny. And I think since they have reunions and they have to air out all the grievances, it is probably smart that Jessel has that documentation, of all the things that she was bothered about, and it probably is kind of like journaling for her, helps her relieve her anger. So it's just quirky, but also kind of wise in a way that the other girls were making fun of. But it is, I think, a sign that Jessel, she does know how to like process her feelings, and that's how she's able to be so chill and so cool. Because once she knows she's bothered, she said the first time she's a mental, but the second time, she just write it out in her little notes, and that's a good tip. You got to journal sometimes. Who my heart went out to would be Bryn. She finally gets to talk about her job and her success, which she was on the internet about a couple of weeks ago. And she also got called a social clown by Aaron, and I think that that's one of the evilest insults that people who are classist and into like the hierarchy and patriarchy throw, because it's like, did you want this girl to stay destitute and in the cycle of abuse and poverty and lack? It's like people that use that term social climber just shows how much they don't care about the lives of the people that are affected by all the injustice in the world. It's like, why can't people rise above their station? It's like a very nasty insult, and the fact that in Bryn's face, she kind of tried to convince Bryn that, oh, it's old, you already know about it. But I was like, no, I don't know about it, and Bryn, I think, is realizing how mean and not so good Aaron is for her. And it's good that she's starting to let go of whatever hang up she had about Jenna and trying to make friends with Jenna and be closer to Jessel and everybody else. So good job for her this episode. Who was not this episode? I would say Jenna for I think hanging around Aaron a little bit too much. To me, it shows that she is very self-aware in terms of not knowing how to handle drama. For her, she didn't like how they were yelling at somebody's business establishment, but at the same time, even Aaron pointed out to her that actually what was happening to Aaron was the same thing that Aaron tried to do to Jenna. So like literally at the beginning of the trip, when Jenna was crying and having all the negative experience about, the coach flying comments, it was all Aaron's fault. So she's sitting there, buddied up with Aaron, the same person that basically put us through hell at the beginning of the trip. But it shows how like forgiving she is, but at the same time, it shows that she got a lot to learn for how to navigate the world of snarky women. And in the confessional, I like how she said, "Oh, I'm glad Erin now knows how it feels like, to be ganged up upon." But she still, sad that it had to happen to her that way. But yeah, it's like, how can someone be held accountable and see the light, right? If you are against the process of them being held to accountability, it's like Jenna, she's not really seen Ubah's side and the other girl's side as much as I thought she would, knowing that she was on the receiving end of Aaron's, manipulations and miscommunications about her own, flying coach thing. So that's why Jen's a little bit on the naughty list for me because her stance kind of doesn't make sense to me. Who's in timeout again? It's got to be Erin. Like I said, she's been the ringleader of a lot of the mean girl antics. She's gotten to it about everybody on the cast. The social climbing comments and her sticking by it, I think it's just shows the kind of person she is. Like, I don't know her obviously, but from what we're seeing on the show, it's giving that she is elitist. It's giving that she is comfortable with, making issues where they don't need to be any, right? And masterminding a lot of these fights and discord with the other girls. So hopefully, she breaks out of it now that she's been on the receiving end of the mean girl stuff, but we shall see. So predictions, you see next episode, the double date happens with Sai and her husband and Erin and her husband, and like they're going in on Jessel and talking about how, her sex life is not the best with Pavitt. So it doesn't look like Erin's giving up on this mean girl stuff. They're weaponizing what people have shared in order to bond. And again, it shows us not a safe environment to share. So they shouldn't be surprised when people don't want to share things with them. And again, Jessel tries to open up to Sai about her uncle, I guess, dealing with alcoholism, and Sai acts like she's the only one who can have trauma. She's like, "Oh, it's not the same as my mom being an alcoholic, whatever." It's like the comparing and not listening. It looks like it's just gonna annoy me again. I'm getting tired of this season. I think it's winding down. The reunion should be very soon because they released the seating chart. So I just hope to get to the reunion and do whatever they need to do, whether it's add a friend or maybe even get rid of some of the mean girl energy by getting rid of one or two of the mean girls. But we shall see what happens. So in the meantime, please leave comments about what you thought about the episode. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And know that you are the master of your fate and the captain of your soul. Bye.